Hello beautifuls, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Naya. So this is the wig from OQ Hair in its natural state, and I decided to transform it to this beautiful V-part with no leave out. If you're loving this look as much as I do, stick around for the details. Let's start off with the specs of her. Deep wave, glueless, 9x6, pre-cut, bleach knots, pre-plucked, HD lace. I am still a rookie to the lace. Please excuse my braids, they're under the wig, no one's seeing them. I took out the middle part of my cornrows and I put 4 braids for the crocheting method, which I decided to use 2 braids instead in the end. So you'll need gloves, applicator brushes, hair clips, hair ties, applicator bowl, bleach, T18, toner, foil, and dirty developer. So I start by pushing these 2 T-pins into the sides of the wig to keep it down on the wig head. So for this highlights and lowlights process, I got inspo from one of my favorite YouTubers, a fine babe, if you know you know, but I will not shout out her government because I ended up doing my own thing. So far I've parted and pulled out that money piece. I am creating baby hairs, razoring it ever so wrongly, and gelling down those baby hairs so that bleach doesn't get on it, and extra protection with this foil. Now we're clipping the hair away from the money piece so that everything is strategic and not dripping everywhere. I've already mixed my bleach off camera, which is 3 scoops of bleach and then dirty developer until you get this thick paste. So you'll see that I started off using this brush, being all professional, and very quickly, because bleach oxidizes fast, you kind of have to move quickly, and I ended up using my hands in the end. But you want to make sure that you are working this bleach throughout the hair so you don't have any missing spots. And I'm going 2 inches away from the root with it to keep this 1B root color because it's closest to the color of my hair. And we're going to go ahead and use these foils to help the hair turn faster. So we're pushing the foil all the way up to the root and then closing her. This will also help prevent any bleeding. This definitely requires patience to not make a mess because it's foil on foil on foil. Okay, I finished the right side, and as you can see, I folded the foils in half so that it wouldn't be dripping all over my floor. Oh, also you should be having a black garbage bag or something on the floor because this does burn through floors. Okay, we're parting behind the ear. Clip away the hair in the back. So yes, I was parting this with my hands, about 2-inch sections, pin it up and get to work because now it's crunch time. Okay, so I just want to go over what I was doing in order to create the highlights and lowlights. I had about 4 sections, and basically on each section, I would do one part where it's closer to the root and one part a little bit, maybe like 4 inches away from the root. That last section was inches away from the root, so this one is going to be closer to the root. Also, because my sections are bigger, I am making sure to work it in. Okay, we're done with the front. Now it's time to get to the back. Okay, for this back section, you want to go ahead and section the part at the top first because you want it to match the front section in terms of how light it's going to get. Once again, parting with my hands. Also, you want to note that you want to be wiping your hands in between while you're doing this because the bleach will be all over your fingers, well, the gloves, and it can bleed onto other parts of the hair that you don't want at that time. So I just continued this process. After I did the top part, I started back at the bottom and continued to part it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a little nervous, so I decided to do 4 big horizontal sections in the back. Same system of lower one section, higher one section, and this is how she came out. Nice and brassy, but it's the first time. So I ended up doing that same process the second time, and I washed the hair with purple shampoo. I forgot to tell you guys about that. Purple shampoo helps take out the brassiness and all that nasty orange. I was kind of feeling this color, but then I was also like, it's still a little too yellow for me. So I'm going to tone it. Toner is going to make it more ashy and cool. Now this is the part when I started doing my own thing because I was supposed to tone the whole thing, but I decided to do pieces because I'm like, all right, maybe the yellow won't look so bad if I have highlight. BW2, count your days because it's only but so much that a wig girly can take. So the method to my madness was just staggering and pulling out different random pieces that I thought would look good. And this is how it turned out. I don't know if you can see it so well, but there's a couple of highlighted pieces in there and it looks good. It looks cute, but this was my first attempt at putting the wig on and I absolutely hated it. I feel like a little cooler tone would be better on my skin. So we're dumping her into this bag with the toner and trying to work it all in. And now this is what she's giving. I personally feel like it's a lot better. I still would have went in and did a lot more highlights and lowlights, but I think by the time I would be finished with the hair, it would probably be bald. So I'm gonna calm down and accept what it's looking like. Before the install, I'm gonna go ahead and cut into the part and also the perimeter of the wig so that I can sew it down. I think use your discernment on this part based on how far back you want your part to go. As I said in the beginning, I ended up doing 2 braids instead of 4, and I am strategically sewing the wig as close to the part as possible, as to have only a slither of hair out to be able to crochet. The less hair out in the braid, the better. And at first, I started out with the regular thread for weaving, but then I had a thinner thread that I decided to use because it was less noticeable. And when I was sewing, it was kind of like showing up. Also, I decided to have no leave out. If you see on the sides, I also went down further behind my ear as to sew the wig on, so it's a little bit more secure. I am going to do those baby hairs, please don't worry about that. But as you can see, the wind can blow and I will be fine. I'm loving it so far. That side of my hair needs a little bit more work because we want the part to look as realistic as possible. Now, when crocheting the hair, it's kind of hard to explain, but as you're doing it, you can use your eye to see where your hair is out and how much hair. I use smaller pieces of hair to pull through, and I'm pulling it underneath the braid instead of over it. Now, when I was pulling the hair before, it was kind of leaving this like little ball spot. You want to start in the front of the hair and work your way back because you're pulling the hairs forward and it's covering whatever bald spots that are going to be showing in the wig cap. I'm definitely being dramatic by saying bald spots, but it's like you're pulling hair from one spot and pulling it to the front, so it's creating a little space, and then you pull the hair from behind and pull it forward, and eventually it all kind of falls on top of each space that you pulled from. I promise you, this method I would rather any day than the lace. I cannot. It's too hot. I can't take it. I don't know what it is, but I need to be able to have like easy access to itching my scalp. And in the back, all I have is the comb stuck into my braids at the bottom, and I can lift it up and scratch my scalp if I want to. So this is how it's turning out. I don't know why every time I do this crochet method, I say to myself, like, why have I been doing anything else? Because I like to try different things. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this side off camera, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. So this right here is the finished product. The hair is wet and curly right now, and eventually it will get dry and full. This is me throughout the day. It was raining that day, so please bear with me. But you can see as it starts to dry, it gets very fluffy, curly, very nice. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love the way that this turned out. If you like it, please leave me a comment and subscribe to my channel for more of these wonderful excursions in hair. Thank you so much. Bye.